I do believe we've been together long enough to have difficult conversations. Michelle, we need to talk.
Now, I know how much you love that fat pipe of yours, and I know how much you want me to love it too. But Michelle, the longer that I ride you, the hotter that it gets, and the more pain that it causes me. This is not a laughing matter, Michelle. Oh! Michelle, you turn that off. Stop that. Michelle, quit it. You listen here. Quit it.
Hello.
Now, I know, Michelle, a younger version of me once said, when we roll past, I want people thinking, what the hell? Sounds like 2,000 pounds of a laser-guided freedom was just delivered over yonder. Yes, Michelle, that's what I'm talking about. It's too much. If this continues any longer, I'm afraid I will no longer be able to hear your more subtle sighs, or anything else for that matter. Now, Michelle, we always knew this day would come. It is time for you to do more than swear allegiance. It is time, Michelle, for your circumcision.
Dun dun dun. Yes, okay, so Michelle's exhaust is too much. I know at the start of the trip, I said I wanted a loud, obnoxious, aggressive sounding motorcycle, but over the last couple weeks of riding, I've come to find that this exhaust is simply too much. After a couple hours of riding, when this exhaust heats up, the engine note out the back of it is so deafening. There's been a couple times where I've got off the bike after an hour plus of riding and my ears actually hurt and they ring. And I know that with many more weeks to come on this bike, if that continues, I'm actually gonna do permanent damage to my hearing, which is so not cool. Also, when you're using Google Maps to navigate around here, you can choose motorcycle instead of car, and it'll route you down all of these really hidden, private kind of byways that go between people's houses and like through little communities and way off the beaten track. And they're really, really beautiful to go down. However, they're very tight. They've got buildings on either side, and Michelle's exhaust rumbling and reverberating in those small spaces amplifies to a cacophony. And almost every time I've gone through them, people have been like hanging their heads out of windows or just like standing with a frown looking disapprovingly as I rumble through and completely disrupt the peace. And I feel kind of bad about that. It's not really one of those moments where I'm like, yeah, my bike's loud and annoying. I'm like, sorry guys, I just want to come and have a little peek. I really enjoy going down those little byways and I want to keep doing it, but I really don't want to keep disrupting the peace so much. So yeah, Michelle's exhaust, something's got to change. Also, Michelle has to go back to a place she's becoming increasingly more familiar with. The horn has stopped working. I just realized filming that stupid bit earlier that this has stopped working and she has experienced a spontaneous disassembly of her brake light unit. Time to take her to the shop, get those little things fixed up and see what they can do about this loud exhaust. And hopefully it doesn't break the bank. Michelle is returning to her native habitat, the mechanics. Apa kabar? Hello. How are you? Good, good. Motor saya ada a couple of problems. Number satu ini tidak. Number satu. Ya. Number dua. Ini sakit. Number tiga. Itu. Dan empat. Ini terlalu bising. Too much. Selepas 1 jam, sangat panas dan bising-bising. Terlalu bising. Ya. Anda bisa bantu?
Bisa.
Kasih.
Bulat.
Kasih.
What's your name, sir?
Raiden. Anda? Hari. Nice to meet you. Pleasure. Alright, looks like these guys can help. They specialize in Harleys. Got some really nice bikes in here. And of course, this absolutely ridiculous chopper. you're a bagger. What does that even mean? Check it out, it only has one light on the back, a little red brake light. That's so sick. And so while Hari's man did his inspections and called for parts, we sat down and enjoyed some tea, and then I had a little bit of a look around the place. Man, what a vibe. Big sexy Harleys propped up nicely on their kickstands, all the related paraphernalia collected and displayed nicely, and then randomly all these birds. You see this here a lot in Java. This little guy in particular, he's not looking too good. Thoughts and prayers, buddy. Get well soon. And before too long, the boys had fabricated a silencer. It's kind of hard to tell here because the exhaust is just so damn loud that it's clipping the audio, but the silencer does an excellent job of just taking out that nasty, boomy bite from the exhaust. See if you can hear a difference. I was very happy with the solution, so the boys went right ahead and installed it, and then fixed up all the busted electronics. And while they were doing it, they called me over and showed me this. Those dark patches there that don't look as dirty? That's oil escaping from the engine through poor seals. Again, I'm no expert, but I do know that this here is kind of bad. Being primarily a Harley mechanic, Hari didn't have the correct gaskets for my engine, so after passing the man cash, handshakes and thanks, I went on my way to find someone who does.
See you later. Bye-bye.
The first mechanic I went to just ended up being a bunch of random dudes chilling.
Lihat untuk itu, motor, bengkel.
Oh,
Tiada?
nggak ada.
Oh, oke. Kasih. Halo, apa kabar? Bagus.
The second mechanic didn't have the gaskets and recommended I go to another guy.
Sayang saya.
Oh, yeah.
And at the third mechanic, despite 30 minutes of looking, they couldn't help me with the gaskets either. The lady at the counter did, however, kindly offer to sell me a raincoat, because in the time she'd spent looking for my gaskets, it had started to pour. Unfortunately, the raincoat was too small, and after 5 minutes of sadly watching the rain get heavier and heavier, I decided it is what it is, and set forth into it. The thing about the rain out here is it just kind of goes and goes and often gets heavier and heavier. So sometimes when you're caught out in it, you just gotta kind of bite the bullet and get on with it. Look how deep it is here. That's absolutely crazy. Michelle, please don't fail me now. Safe to say, by the time I got back to my hotel, I was absolutely soaked to the bone. I don't know how you feel about getting drenched on a motorbike, but for me personally, it's not quite my favorite part. Thankfully, the weather the next day was much better, and so I made my way to the nearest official Yamaha dealership for some official gaskets. Foolproof plan, huh? Unfortunately, because Michelle's engine is actually super old, they didn't have them either.
Hi, Michelle? Right, I guess it's just super regular oil changes for now. Alright, anyway, we must continue on.
Oh, Michelle, you can do it, Michelle. I believe in you.
Alright, onwards.
Now that Michelle's been taken care of, it's time for our first real taste of the volcanism here in Java. North of Bandung, atop a mighty mountain, lies a mighty crater. This is Tangkuban Perahu. Now it looked like this first crater is all there is to really see here, and it is, unless a cheeky local guide approaches you and asks if you want to jump the back fence with them. Kawah Putih, or White Crater, just through the trees over there. Super beautiful. The water is like this pale blue, and the shores are this like lime green, I suppose, from all the sulfur. Super beautiful, super unique. Apparently there's a hike that kind of takes you up around the crater up here somewhere. I'm trying to find it. There's this old beat up bamboo bridge thing. There's a big sign at the front saying you're not allowed on it. And I jumped that, and I haven't gotten very far before I fell through. Lucky I didn't cut myself up. I think it's like a little too dilapidated to walk, so we're trying to traverse around and about it. Holy shit, I wouldn't. Hell no, I don't think I would risk going up these stairs, mate. It's just literally in pieces, like falling apart. Jeez. Oh, I don't want to bring this whole structure out on top of me. Fucking hell. Oh, shit. This thing is like fucking falling apart, man. Holy shit. Ah, look at this. That's like a video game path. Hell yeah. Let's see what's up here. I've also got the dogs out to breathe. I sort of accidentally gave them a little dip in the sulfur lake, so I think I've got my weekly dose of minerals. Holy shit, look at the color of this moss. It's such a deep, vibrant green, so rich. It's like royal. Like you'd see this draped off the shoulders of a king. Skidoosh. It's the little things. Ooh. And maybe sometimes it's the big things too. Damn. Oh. I spy the summit, Mr. Frodo. Holy shit, look at this. Damn. Oh, hell yeah. Damn. Yahoo! Oh. Woohoo! That's so cool. Yes, sir. And in flip-flops, no less.
Tippity-tappity-tappity flabbity.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. My bad. Oh! This place is ghetto as hell. Oh, I forgot my drone. I remembered 2 rain jackets, 2 tripods, but I forgot my drone. Ah! What the f is going on up here? The air is a little thin up here, I suspect. Let me get some shots for y'all so y'all can see what I'm trying to see. Oh! Oh! Oh my gosh. I feel like I could stand here and do this for hours. So stupid. It's the little things, yo. It's the little things. So with Kawah Putih, they've kind of just provided an access road and left it as is mostly. Whereas with this place, Cibuni Rengganis, they've come in and they've like built up a whole bunch of baths and pools and walkways in among the volcanic activity and the hot springs, which is super cool. Obviously this massive suspension bridge as well, which is, yeah, woohoo, we up there. How absolutely awesome is this? And it's all nestled in this like little valley here. Super, super beautiful. They've also quite hilariously painted everything silver so that it looks like schmick and clean and safe, I suppose. But it's, I mean, they spilled it all over the plants. This must be a fresh coat. That, my friends, is the Indonesian style. Oh my gosh, what a unique place. I have never been anywhere like this before. What the hell? This place is so cool. Look at this. It feels almost otherworldly. Like I could be on the surface of some foreign planet. All these big black volcanic rocks jutting up and then just steam and the smell of eggs. Oh, mate. Look at this. Oh, more sulfur crystals, yo. Let's go have a look. Just like on Tangkuban Perahu. Yellow sulfur crystals growing out of these vents. And everything is so warm. This rock is like hot. Oh, so cool. Look at this, mate. Man, I really dig these holes that just go down into the ground that these gases are getting pumped up out from. It's like, you know, where does that go? How deep does that go? Is there like a labyrinth or a cavern down there? Is it just like all this interconnected pipework that runs deep into the earth from which all these gases are expelled? Ah, so cool. This whole area under my feet is bubbling. You can just hear it. All this water and all this mud underneath is just bubbling, and there's just this hot steam rising through. It is so cool. This is so cool. I've never been anywhere like this. So sweet. Look at this. Fancy a dip in your own little private bath? Go for it if you can handle the heat, man. Ooh. Yo! Ah. Damn! This is so hot. There's no way anyone's getting in this. That'd be one of those ones you have to spend like an hour working your way into, you know, just like inch by inch, just painful bit by painful bit. And this water flowing through here is cold. It's like jungle water from the mountains, and then you've got the hot spring water from the earth. So cool, so cool. You can take a dip in the hot, take a dip in the cold. Awesome. What a magic place. I don't have any of my swimming gear with me. I don't have a towel, but gotta get in, mate. How sweet is this? So here you've got the cold river water running down, and they pipe in the steaming hot spring water, and the two mix and then combine to this pool. Oh, that is steaming hot. Making me turn from orang putih to orang merah. All right, take number 3. Let's go, baby. All right, up behind me here, Mount Malabar, the next mountain volcano hike on the Java hit list. According to the only gauge I have so far, which is Mount Salak, this one is a little bit easier, hopefully. Still looks pretty damn big to me, but we'll find out. This one is 1,000 meters in elevation and 9 k's long, so 400 meters less up and down, which should be pretty good on the knees. I have been pushing them a little bit. I've been doing mini hikes here and there and lots of squats and lunges and stretching in my hotel room, so they don't feel 100% sound right now, but we're gonna give it a crack and we're gonna see how we go. Let's get to the top of that mountain. That's all I've got. Let's do it. Okay. Yes, Kasi. So far, so good. I've got one of the local guides with me. This is Molly. She's followed me for like the last 500 meters to get to the official start of the hike, which we are beginning at 7:21. All right, muddy, slippy, uphill. Let's give it a crack, eh? Looks like Molly found some friends back there, so I think she's decided to call it a day. Would have been so cool if she'd come all the way to the top with me, but it's a long ass way, so I can't expect that. Especially when she's got water and food and pats back there. Now that is some rapid ascent. Woo! One wrong move and you're back at the bottom. I don't really know if these Reeboks are the right shoe for the job. I got no traction. If it rains, this is gonna be cooked. And it's gonna rain. This is so sick. Wildflowers growing on either side of this tight little path. And I believe we're walking a mountain ridge and we're going to ascend one up into the clouds. Yes! Yes! So sick. This is getting almost vertical. Look at this rock. Woo! We up. Jeez, look at that. Hell yeah. So steep. Little ridge top walk, sheer drop either side. Swallows buzzing by. And these clouds just pouring over the top. Fuck yeah. Man. These clouds are just coming right out of the jungle. Incredible. It's like the jungle is just breathing out. Absolutely spectacular. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe is the summit. Yeehaw! We made it, baby. And look at that view! Whoa! All right, I doubt there's much to see, but I did bring it all the way up here, so let's have a look, eh? Oh, mate, you can't see shit. Well, there you go. I don't really have much in the way of like legitimate food. Just like a Snickers bar and some Oreos. Oh my gosh, I just can't get over this view. I've never seen anything like it. It's like if you spill a jar of milk on the table, you know? It's like a Taylor Swift concert. Nothing but white. All right, maybe an explanation is owed about these troublesome knees of mine. Pretty much, I've had troubles with my knees my whole life. Went to the doctor, he gave me an x-ray and told me I have a condition called patellaitis or something like that. It's a genetic thing. It means that the patella sits too high in the joint and is very loose. It's hypermobile and prone to causing pain and inflammation in the joint when overworked and overstressed from something like hiking or running. He told me I could get surgery or I can try and manage it with physio, and I've opted for the latter. Truth be told, perhaps I haven't been as disciplined and prepared as I ought to have been for this adventure I'm currently undertaking, which is like hiking mountains and shit. But you know, I'm trying my best. Man, I can do it. So what if it hurts and I have to take my time? Look it, I'll take my time, you know? Ain't no mountain high enough, baby. That's what I'm saying. Ain't no mountain high enough, baby! All the way up there by yourself. So brave. So brave. Yeah. That's a wrap. Throughout this video, you've heard me say, it's the little things, man. And that's because after checking out the volcano at the very start of the video, I happened across these botanical gardens. Stopping and looking intently at flowers has become an idiosyncrasy in my life ever since I was taught a very valuable lesson by them. Let me share it with you, if you're interested. Early last year when I was making my way back to Brunei to join Dad for the big sailing adventure, I figured I may as well stop by Singapore for a couple of days. It's kind of on the way, I could catch up with some old school friends, do some sightseeing, enjoy myself a couple days of relative peace and tranquility before getting thrown into the inevitable carnage and chaos of getting the boat ready and heading off on the big grand adventure. Unfortunately for me, peace and tranquility weren't quite what was in store for me in Singapore. You see, part of my preparation for the sailing trip involved getting myself off of the Valiums that I'd been taking every night for many months to help myself sleep and combat my chronic insomnia. They'd given me some good respite from my insomnia, but I came to the realization that I didn't want to really be dependent on anything for baseline function, and here's a good opportunity to curb the habit, so bang, cold turkey, no more Valium. Well, as soon as I got off the plane in Singapore, the withdrawal symptoms started to set in, and oh my gosh, how do I even accurately describe how miserable this was? Those first few days after getting off the Valiums were some of the worst days I have experienced in my life. As I walked around Singapore for 2 days trying to enjoy myself, my anxiety levels from the Valium withdrawals had spiked so high that I felt to be in every single moment right on the cusp of a panic attack, that at any moment without warning I might just get thrown head first into that all-consuming experience of doom and despair. It was incredibly stressful and miserable. I couldn't enjoy or be present in anything that I was doing. And then I went to Gardens by the Bay, the world's largest glass greenhouses. There's two. One of them is called the Flower Dome and is filled with exotic flowers from all over the world. I'd never really been much of a flower guy, I guess, but the more of them I looked at, the more impressed I became. Each one of them was so unique. There was such diversity to their colors and patterns and structures. There was just incredible detail and intricacy in every single one of them that you could only notice when you really stopped and really looked intently at them. About 2 full hours had gone by before I stopped and realized, hey, whoa, I feel really at peace right now. All of my anxiety and all of the stress that has been completely smothering me for the last 24 hours is gone. I guess it sounds cliche, and maybe it's painfully obvious to some folks, but on that day I finally learned that sometimes the best thing for you is just to stop, slow down, and appreciate the little things, man. Life is obviously big and complex, and stopping and looking at flowers isn't going to solve all of your problems, but just making sure to do it now and then, it certainly helps me.